Assalamu alaikum. I'm staying now Model Canteen, the historical place of Dhaka University. I think it's a part of history. Today I'll discuss with a progressive writer, thinker, researcher and editor of Encyclopedia Bangladeshika, Mr. H.M. Moslem Uddin. Welcome to my channel, Justice World. Sir, you wrote two famous books, A Several World and second book, International War Crimes Tribunal and the Trial of former President of US George W. Bush and Tony Blair, former Prime Minister of Great Britain. So please narrate about these two books.
In the first book, in a very nutshell, I am going to explain. To make a safe and healthier world, one will have to perform 5 responsibilities. And those responsibilities are universe, mankind, religion, country and family. And primarily this responsibility should be performed by the President, Prime Minister, researchman, even by the ordinary citizen of any country of the world. In return, we will find a safer and happier world, while not only the human beings who live in this, even the lower animals can live happily. Now, you may ask a question to me that why should I perform 5 responsibilities, that is universe, mankind, religion, country and family. In reply to the first question, that is duty towards universe. For our survival, we need food. And for producing food, pure water, fertile land and fresh air, these 3 things we will have to preserve and maintain. Only then we will get a better food crops. Then in addition to food, for our better living and better, we need milk and meat, which we get from animals. So we have to perform our responsibilities for preserving and maintaining entire animal kingdom as a whole. Third, universe, mankind, religion. Here I have explained that the very essence of each and every religion is same. That is duty towards God and duty towards mankind. Here I have also mentioned that whenever the religious precepts will be giving sermon to their devotees and followers, they will have to mention that religion is mainly divided into one is Hukula, other is Hukula, that is duty towards God and duty towards mankind. Also explain to them that in past all the powerful kings, rulers, presidents and prime ministers of the researchmen of those, they died in past, they will also die in future. Nothing they brought with them after that is their power and richness. All have to leave the world empty-handed. Not only this, their duties they will have to explain. They will have to give more importance towards the second thing, because religion is mainly divided into 2 parts. One is Hukula, other is Hukuli birth. That is duty towards God and duty towards mankind. Also, they will also have to give more importance towards the second thing, that is duty towards mankind. And also explain that without performing these 2 responsibilities, duty towards God and mankind, nobody can enter into the heaven. So universe, mankind, explanation of mankind in this way. We are living in an age of internet, mobile as well as computer. There was a time when we had to live in caves and over jungles and trees. Finally they succeeded, and some great men of the whole world struggled and suffered. Hundreds and hundreds of years, finally they succeeded in bringing human beings from cave and jungle to present stage. In modern world, can you imagine to survive without permanent ability of electricity, telephone as well as aeroplane? Say, we have flood in our country. Then if in absence of aeroplane, after the occurrence of the flood in our country, Sheikh Hasina, our existing Prime Minister, will give a phone call to the United Nations Organization, and they will hold an emergency meeting and arrange food, because there is the absence of aeroplane, so they will send it by ship. In that case, and the goods which will be carried by the ship will come here after 1 month, so we cannot survive 1 month. Even in absence of telephone, the message will be given through letter. So for reaching that letter, at least 1 month is required. In that case, we all will die. Third, these 3 things. Third thing, that is electricity, telephone and aeroplane, as well as electricity. These 3 things are essential for our very survival as well as for our human civilization. And without these three things, our life would be in a very stake and we will have to die. Third, fourth, that is duty, citizen of a country, that is duty towards one's own country. The persons who are born and brought up in a third world country like Bangladesh, where the citizen are to obtain their education from primary level to master degree level at the cost of the people. Here, if the state and the people does not bear their expenses from primary level to master degree, in that case, it would not be possible on their part to complete masters. In that case, they will be bound to take a very, without failing, higher degree, they will be bound to take a very, ordinary job. So, on completion of their academic career, as they have obtained their education as beared by the people, expenses beared by the people, their duty is to serve the people's cause at the cost of the people. Universe, mankind, religion, country. A person is born and brought up in a family. Normally, he is supposed to perform the responsibilities of his family. And out of 5, 3 are fundamental. That is, universe, mankind, and country. We are performing the so-called political parties of our country, as well as so-called teachers, as well as civil servants, as well as the ordinary citizens of our country. They are to perform only on responsibility. On the other hand, lower animals on the of the street, that is cows and dogs, they are also busy to perform on responsibilities. So, in a nutshell, I should say most of the people of our country, whether they are government servant or non-government servant, whether they are politicians or not, sorry to say, yes, they have 5 responsibilities. Out of 5, 3 are fundamental. Universe, mankind, and country. They are performing on. On the other hand, lower animals, cows and dogs, performing on one. So, they can be compared with the lower animals, that is cows and dogs.
Please, second book.
Second book. For creating a groundwork of attacking Saddam Hussein's Iraq in the year 2003, a false allegation was brought against Saddam Hussein, that is, weapons of WMD, weapons of mass destruction. Then there was an international inquiry conducted by Hans Brigg and Al Baroudi of International Atomic Energy Commission as well as UNO. And after conducting an investigation, they found the evidence of, that is, weapons of mass destruction. Then Iraq is a sovereign country. So there lies the international procedure. We have United Nations organizations for attacking an international, that is an independent country. International procedure, that is unanimous approval of Security Council, is essential. In case of attacking Iraq by George W. Bush as well as Tony Blair, that thing was not maintained. Then Russia, China and France, they opposed the very attack of that country. In that case, they violated international law as well as the allegations which they brought against Saddam Hussein, that was also proved false. Saddam Hussein, if he is an offender or committer of, that is committed war crimes or committed crimes against humanity, then as per Iraqi law, Saddam Hussein will be tried as per Iraqi law or under the control of UN. But George Bush as well as Tony Blair, former president and prime minister of US and UK, they violated the international law, they committed crime against humanity. They hold a special tribunal, while George W. Bush tribunal for the trial of Saddam Hussein, former president of Iraq. And finally, they gave him death sentence. That is, his death sentence was executed. But here my question is,
But he was dictator and he killed many Kurdis.
No, that allegations was brought against Saddam Hussein. If he is a committer or if he is the killer of 1,80,000 Kurdis, then as far Iraq is a sovereign country, as per Iraqi law or under the control of UNO, is supposed to be tried. In that case, America or USA and UK didn't have any right. And they violated international law. They also committed crime against humanity. They hold the tribunal and tried Saddam Hussein and gave him death sentence. Then they occupied that country in the year 2003 and withdrew from there in 2011. And during this time, they have 1,34,000 innocent people lost their lives. So my question is that, is Saddam Hussein for violating or for killing the innocent people of his own country, if he can be tried arbitrarily violating international law by George Bush as well as Tony Blair. Why not Saddam Hussein and why not George W. Bush as well as Tony Blair, former President and Prime Minister of USA and UK, will not be tried in International War Crime Tribunal? That is my question. And I am requesting the international community as well as unions and Security Council, they can hold an emergency meeting and they can pass a law. International War Crime Tribunal for George Bush as well as Tony Blair for committing war crimes against humanity, who is the dead in case of Czechoslovakia as well as Rwanda. This is the end of explanation of my International War Crimes Tribunal.
Is it possible? I think you are utopian.
No, they did it. If they try Security Council or if United Nations will take the risk, they did it in case of Czechoslovakia as well as Rwanda. They hold an emergency meeting of UNO and can pass a law, International War Crimes Tribunal, for trial of them. They will have to pass a special law. If they wish, they can do it.
Thank you very much.